Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name. Now hold on to your hats, because it's time for
T-minus 10,
liftoff.
9, 8,
Let's go.
7, 6, 5,
Come on.
4, 3, 2,
Come on.
1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Here we go.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Come on. Let's do this.
Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your
And
hats.
get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time
On Vaughn Radio.
It's the show with no name.
Get up. Let's go. Welcome, Show with No Namers. Thank you so much for joining us today and every day here on the show. I don't have to tell you folks, but a little bit of English every day goes a long way. Queda para mucho. And you can tell, I know the people who are exposed to English every day. You know how I can tell? Not by your accent, not by, the structures you use or the vocabulary you use, but by your self-confidence. You can tell when somebody feels comfortable doing something. And there's nothing better than talking to somebody who feels comfortable talking, right? It's when someone goes, you almost get nervous with them. It's contagious. When somebody's not a good communicator or they're not self-assured, seguro de sí mismo. But how do you want to get that self-confidence? By knowing what you're doing. How do you know what you're doing? By doing it a lot. I have this conversation with my daughter daily. I'm like, we're not born knowing stuff. Everything we learn, we have to kind of keep working at it. ¿No? Seguir trabajando en ello. Especially if it's something that's important to us or indispensable. Such as tying your shoes, atando los cordones, or something like that. The first time, it's going to be hell. Second time, okay, I recognize this scene. Third time, still don't know how to do it, but I'm getting there. I've been exposed to it. And think about it like that, because like everything in life, it is a process. I'll quote Aerosmith, "Life's a journey, not a destination." It's a great, great song. You know the song? It's amazing. With a blink of an eye, you finally see the light. It's amazing. And then he says, you got to learn to crawl before you learn to walk. Guys, amazing song. It's not just because the title is amazing, but if you want to hear a positive song full of really good English, go to YouTube, same thing, and punch in Aerosmith, amazing lyrics, and get ready to rock, to practice English, and to be inspired. All right, folks. Well, we've got so much to do as always. I'm excited to be here. I hope you guys are eager, con muchas ganas, entusiastas. So let's get going with our first challenge. It is the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? Yes. All right, folks, welcome to your Say What soundbite. Also, I want to send a nice shout out to Chris Valrol, Alberto, Christina Chicago, Anix, Born to Iron Man, and Nudia. They've all participated in our weekly speaking section, the question of the week. It's the question of the week here on the show with no name. And as you know, it's just an opportunity for you to express yourself in English and get some feedback. I think that's a gift, no, un regalo. Because never before did radio students have an opportunity to speak and be heard and receive feedback. So make the most of this golden opportunity that you have every week to express yourself in English and then, well, get some guidance from your teacher. Yours truly, un servidor. And also, like we just said, the more you practice speaking, the easier it'll be, right? And I think we can say that with everybody who participates regularly. Nudia, Anix, Chris Valrol. I mean, you can hear it. You can hear your confidence. And as I said, you might make a mistake. You might not know the word, or you might, use a structure a little bit incorrectly. But if you're confident, I'll get your message. I'll get it loud and clear, right? Confidence goes a long way. But if you want to make sure you're confident, then know your subject material. It's that simple, really. Also, folks, mark your calendars. It is literally right around the corner now, less than a week away. It is our next Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, taking place on March 3rd. El 3 de marzo, March 3rd at 8 p.m. It's going to be hosted by Chris Frank, who is the host of Frankly Speaking. Frankly Speaking, great program you can catch here on Vaughn Radio or on the Vaughn Radio app. But guys, if you've never been to one of these events, you've got to come. You're going to enjoy it. Take it from your students. No, so if you don't believe me, we'll take it from your fellow students who have been to this event. It's a free event. It's a chance to get together, to practice your English, to have some fun, to blow off some steam. ¿Os acordáis de esta? To blow off some steam means to unwind, desestresar. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but, sometimes you need that. I don't have a social life. I don't go out at all. I think I went out enough in my 20s and early 30s for 2 lifetimes. So I'm not missing anything. So when I do go out now, it's a special occasion. And then especially if I'm surrounded by friends and family. And when I say friends and family, I mean my friends here on the Vaughn Radio family. And also you guys who are a part of that family as well. So join us. It's 8 p.m. It's at the Toast Tap Room in Malasaña. It's a free event. Get there a little bit before 8 if you want to get a good spot, order a beer, get settled. Acomodarte un poco. And also remember, if you get there early too, well, you have time to chat with people, because during the actual trivia, you're kind of working on the trivia. So yeah, you can talk a little bit and chat and shoot the breeze, estar de palique, but really you're focused on hearing the questions and answering them. So there's always a little mingling session before and after. Right? Because during it, well, again, if you're talking, you're going to ask the person to repeat the questions. So it's better to pay attention during the actual trivia night. If you've never been, guys, I urge you to come. It really is a fantastic initiative that we do here, and it's something we do for free. I can tell you right now, there's no money exchanged. I don't get those hours back. So if I go and host a trivia night, It takes me 2 or 3 hours to prepare all the questions and the musical cues and all that. And then it takes me, then I'm there for 2 or 3 hours. Then it takes me 2 or 3 hours. So it's almost a day's worth of work, 8 hours worth of work to host one of these. And we do it out of pure love. Okay? Nobody's paying the piper, como decimos. Nadie está pagando al gaitero. But we do it because we believe in it. We think it's a fun event. And, well, if you guys like it too, then we're going to keep doing it. That's the way it works. So mark your calendars. March 3rd. We'll be there. It'll be hosted by Chris Frank. I'm sure he'll have some really interesting questions because he's a fascinating guy. All right. Well, let's listen to today's Say What soundbite. This is from a movie. This movie made me fall in love with movies. Okay. Now I don't like modern movies very much in general, but I remember a time when movies were an adventure, where movies were funny and serious and goofy, and they had a little bit of everything, plus an awesome soundtrack, buena banda sonora. And this movie has become, with time, a cult classic. ¿No? Un clásico que yo creo que se conoce, se cita, it's quoted in the whole world, I believe, especially in my country. It made a huge cultural impact. So as always, I'm going to play a little clip from this movie. We'll see if you guys can get the gist of what this person is saying, not me. And hopefully before the end of the show, somebody will be able to give it to us word for word. But firstly, I just want your opinion, your take. All right, so is everybody ready? I'm going to give you the Say What soundbite now for the first time, and we'll see what you guys get.
But right now they got to do what's right for them, because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here. That's all over the second we ride up Troy's bucket.
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. Your chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender. Y lo sabes.
And you know it. That's right, folks. If you want to pick up This Book is the Shit or any of my books, you can pick them up over at grupovon.com. You can find the bookshop there, or you can also pick them up at Casa del Libro, Amazon, and, well, hopefully your local bookshop as well. In fact, I urge you all to support local businesses, right? Okay, yeah, you can get it from Amazon, and we all order stuff from Amazon, but remember, if we don't support those smaller businesses, como decimos, the mom and pop shops, they disappear. And we don't want that, do we? Do we want a world with just corporate entities? I know I don't. Well, folks, wherever you want to pick it up, you can pick it up along with many other awesome materials that, as I always say, they are worth their weight in gold. Stop by vontienda.com and take a look around. Echa un vistazo. Also, if you're on social media and you're a social media user, you can find us on all the different channels. Me encanta como se dice la misma palabra que drogadicto. He's a user. What? Yeah. Do you use? We don't say do you play with social? Do you use social? Yeah, I'm a user. Whoa, what's different than being a junkie there then? Do you notice? Hey, we always say it here. Your choice of words is really, really important. And we say he uses social media. He's a user. And other times I've heard that word, it's been referring to drug addiction. So, hey, interpret it however you will. All right. Now, I've given you the say what soundbite. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out. Do you notice that instead of saying our, como hora o nuestro, dice our? ¿Por qué? Porque muchas veces nos cuesta hacer ese our cuando está en medio de una frase. Entonces, en vez de decir, this is our car, diríamos, naturalmente, this is our car. O sea, suena igual que you are, ¿no? El R, A-R-E. So, this is our car. Quiero que lo escuches la próxima vez que lo oímos, pero en ningún momento dice our. Ahora, no digo que no se dice our, pero muchas veces lo oirás pronunciado are. Again, if you think about what's written, it's just going to throw you off. It's more about, because, ¿sabes algo? Yo sé que tú sabes escribir nuestro. Ok, ahora quiero más importante que sepas decirlo y que no digas our, or any other variation. You can say our, but also if you want to sound like us, we say are. Hey, that's our way of saying it. ¿Ves? Te lo acabo de usar en contexto. All right, we need to move on, though, because we've got a lot of challenges lined up for you on today's show. So let's get right into today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Come on. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, folks. Well, today we're going to listen to a little audio excerpt from one of my books. We don't always imagine every day. Okay, guys, today it's English everywhere. Well, I could. Técnicamente podría hacer mis libros todos los días, but really the idea here is to just show you a little bit about our range, el rango, the range of materials that you can find at the Von Tienda. But today we're taking a look at a little excerpt from This Book is the Milk 2. And as always, I want you to listen carefully, and I'll have some questions for you in our pop quiz. Here goes.
Hey, Alberto, do you know where the remote is?
Does anybody know where the freaking remote is, Damian?
Where is it? Nobody knows it.
I think it's lost somewhere in the couch, not the coach.
Yeah.
Que a veces la gente dice coach.
Yeah. Yes, coach. It's the couch.
Y dicen, I was in the coach. Digo, estabas dentro de Ancelotti. Oh my God.
Dentro del entrenador, esto no puede ser. Okay, so let's take a look at some words in the remote.
Oh, yeah. I just found it here. Look at that. Wow. Well, let's look at fast forward.
Oh, fast forward.
Or FF, as you say in Spanish.
Rápido pa'lante.
Rápido
or what?
pa'lante. That sounds like a reggaeton song. Rápido pa'lante,
Rápido
mami.
pa'lante, yeah.
Fast forward, baby. Fast forward.
So, fast forward es echar para adelante la cinta, right?
Rápidamente.
Yeah.
Right? We move fast and we move forward.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, but give me some examples of forward, because I think in Spain we don't know how to use forward.
Well, I don't want to be forward, Damian, but most people mispronounce it. And
No
they say
quieres
forward.
extralimitarte, ¿no?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to be forward. No,
You
no
know,
quiero pasarme, no quiero...
Exactly. I
Yeah.
don't want to be impolite.
No
but,
quiero excederme, pero...
Yeah, but a lot of people mispronounce this word and they say forward.
Yeah.
And it's forward. Si sabes decir
Forward.
palabra, it's forward.
No, si al final siempre que hay una R, la vocal de adelante se suele poner como
There you go. Pues truco ahí, resuelto. El
Yeah. Like Mr. Burns, forward.
Forward. Y suena como otra palabra, es homófono. Y esa palabra es lo que es el preámbulo, ¿se dice de un libro? O el...
Ajá,
I always
sí,
forget that word.
El prólogo.
El prólogo, exacto. The beginning of the book, que tiene sentido porque ese se deletrea for como ante, word, palabra.
Fore. But it's fore. O
Es fore word.
fore
Y el otro
word.
es forward. Y ambos se pronuncian igual.
Perfecto.
So to be forward, como tú dijiste, to be a little bit presumptuous, to, you know, pasarte un poco. Also to move forward, not just en el coche, seguir hacia adelante, but in life. In an English class, we need to move forward.
Claro, hay que tirar para adelante. Venga, hay que seguir.
And,
Okay.
and to rewind is rebobinar. To wind something.
Ya, nosotros nunca decimos bobinar.
Yeah.
Sería como enrollar más bien, ¿no?
Pero poner algo en una bobina, on a reel, is you wind it.
You wind it. O sea, una bobina es wind.
No, it's a reel. That
It's
would be
a
the thing.
reel,
But
okay.
to wind es como poner algo, dar. Think of the word también dar cuerda, to wind something up. Acuérdate, amigos, no estamos mirando palabras, sino ideas, conceptos. Y de ahí crecemos, ¿no? Cogemos forward, el preámbulo, otra vez se me olvida, but forward, y de ahí cogemos forehead.
Claro, forehead.
Forearm.
Eso es la frente, forehead, forearm, antebrazo.
But Damian, I think it's time to move forward.
Okay.
What are we going to look at next over here?
Okay, what about eject? Because in Spain we say eject.
Oh, yeah. That's weird. You guys do. You say eject. That's a strange one to me. But I guess you say it the way you see it.
Yeah, it says eject, you say eject, but so it's eject. It's like expulsar.
Yep.
Would you use it in context normally
Yes.
or not?
Well, you could say he was ejected from the stadium last night.
Okay, fue expulsado del
Pero
estadio.
sería quizá más normal, porque eso es más formal en este caso. We would maybe say he was kicked out. Míralo, piénsalo, de patadas le echan.
What about ousted?
Ousted or thrown out. Y oust muy bien de un producto.
Sí, del este spray que sirve para repeler los olores. Te echa los olores de la casa.
Absolutely.
Makes
And
sense.
what were we talking about, Damian? I lost track.
Track, okay, let's talk about track.
Perdí la noción. I lost track of time, pero track.
Te vienen los CDs, te pone track 1, track
Ahí
2,
está.
track 3.
Seguro que lo habéis visto, los piratas que descargan cosas ilegales. No, lo pone.
Claro,
pone
pone track 1, track 2. O sea, track es una pista.
Sí.
Claro, es pista 1, pista 2 y pista 3.
And also, if you have a one-track mind, de una pista, monotema.
¿Cómo?
I'm a man with a one-track mind, too much to do in one lifetime, and I'm giving it all, and I'm giving it all. Freddie Mercury, o Mercury, as
Vale,
you say.
entonces, ¿cómo es el concepto otra vez?
Okay, so I lost track.
One track mind.
I have a one-track mind. Soy
Eres-
monotema.
Vale.
I'm a man with a one-track, o muy concentrado en una cosa.
Ajá, ok, vale. I'm a one track man.
Well, he says, yeah, you can say I'm a one-track man, but normally we say to have a one-track mind.
Mind, ok.
Piensa en la
Soy una
canción.
mente de una sola pista.
Sí,
Vale,
sí,
bin, bin.
Tengo una mente de solo una pista. Otra vez, canta conmigo, sing along.
Okay.
I'm a man with a one-track mind. Too much to do in one lifetime, and I'm giving it all. Yes, I'm giving it all.
Expression to put someone through. On the phone, a very natural expression is to put someone through. For example, I'll put you through to the finance department. Or, let me put you through to my manager. It sounds polite, professional, and very natural. Understanding this helps professionals prepare better and feel more confident. Exactly what we work on in the Executive Master.
All right, well, folks, the Executive Master, just one of the many initiatives in the Vaughn world. Go to our website, grupovaughn.com, and you can find out everything you need to know about courses, materials, upcoming events, special deals. Follow us on social media if you want to be in the know. Enterado. Folks, we'll be right back. We've got so much to do. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is part 2 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio, where you can learn English all day, every day with my amigos. You got Rob Grams and the Pro Bow Show. You'll get that real English you need to get by. Then you can sit in on a master class with my buddy Fitz in his program, No Excuses. You've also got Speak with Confidence with Ale. You can find it right after today's show if you have the Vaughn Radio app. Stay tuned. That's all you have to do. After that, you've got the Lunchtime Show with Rob Grams. You've also got Speaking English with Ruby. You got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. The Soothing Sounds, relajante, right? Tranquilizante. The Soothing Sounds of Jules Linares and her program. After Jules, you've got the Zany Dave Boys. Hey, we looked at Billy Zane yesterday. Pues cambiamos esa E a Y y tenemos chiflado. The Zany Dave Boys. After that, you've got Kyle Miller's Drive Time on repeat. As you guys know, Kyle's program is, you can still hear it, but it's repeats for the time being. And don't ask me because I don't know anything. People ask me, what happened to this person? I don't ask questions. Don't ask, don't tell. Kind of philosophy, you know? And even if I did know, I never like to talk about other people's situations the same way I wouldn't want somebody talking about mine, good or bad. So, but you guys know, you can still listen to Kyle Miller. You can still follow him on social media as well. And we've also got Chris Frank with Frankly Speaking. He's hosting the upcoming Trivia Night. And Richard Vaughn Live. And don't forget about Jessica Fernandez and the Hour to Empower. So many great programs here on Vaughn Radio, and all of them are designed to not just teach you English, but to keep you entertained in the process. As we call it, edutainment, educational entertainment. All right, folks, let's listen to our Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you now for the second time. I see we have some people commenting already, but I'm going to give it to you for the second time, and then we can figure it out. Lo averiguamos. And, well, we already said that our sounds like R. O sea, que si no participas, pues al menos escucha cómo lo pronunciaríamos en una situación normal, ¿no? All right, here we go. This is your Say What soundbite for the second time.
But right now they gotta do what's right for them. Cause it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here. That's all over the second we ride up Troy's bucket.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. It's the shit or it's the bomb. It's This Book is the Shit. But today we're taking a look at This Book is the Milk 2, which is the second in that trilogy. And let me give you what I want from you in today's pop quiz. All right. Now, the first one is an adjective that means atrevido, descarado, presuntuoso. Okay, we looked at it several times, and we even found a homophone that goes with it in that audio. Okay, so the first word, atrevido, descarado, presuntuoso. No sé si digo esa última correctamente, pero bueno, con descarado, atrevido, ¿no? Muchas veces lo decimos antes de hacer una pregunta, indagando demasiado. Okay, that's number one. Use it in context, and as I always say, use it in a context where you'd actually use it, so it makes sense to you. The second one, previsión. Now, remember, this doesn't only have to be previsión del tiempo. It can be previsión de ventas, previsión de whatever. Okay, so you, again, use it in your own context. But the second one is the noun previsión. Okay, previsión. And the last one, we looked at the word ejected. He was ejected from the game. He was ousted from the game. But I gave you 2 phrasal verbs that are much more natural than you will be ejected, you will be ousted. Well, yeah, you can say them. They're fine, right? But remember those phrasal verbs I gave you? Use one of those. No, te echarán, te van a echar del partido, del bar, de donde sea. All right, so those are your 3 challenges here on today's pop quiz. Again, they're coming from This Book is the Shit, the Milk, I should say. This Book is the Milk 2. This Book is the Shit is the third one. And again, the first one is atrevido. Another way to say daring, right? Because atrevido's daring, descarado, cheeky, right? So these are synonyms, but there was one we said there. Or presumptuous, as I said. You say presuntuoso, we say presumptuous, but there's a word that's a little bit easier to say than presumptuous. All right, and the second one, previsión, and the third one, que te echen de algún sitio, no? To be ejected from the stadium, to be ousted from the stadium. All right, as always, use them in context so we see that you're using them correctly, and use them in a context where you would actually use them, ¿no? Nunca me han echado de ningún sitio. Por ejemplo, si no es una situación, el otro día echaron a uno por gritar en una reunión, whatever. Again, personalize it. Don't just learn language, learn where to apply the language in your situation. All right. And again, your situation might be totally different than the person sitting next to you, right? Or the person whose comment is right next to yours. And speaking of comments, let's go on over here and see who's got something to say. Let's go. Tons of comments. Great. Chris Valrol checking in, our movie queen. And she says, morning show with no namers. Hello, Chris. Great to have you on board with all your energy, leading the troops to victory. Also, we've got Elena. Elena checking in. She says, a child. Oh, this is right into our Say What soundbite. She says, a child is speaking from the heart, claiming now it's their time on earth. Well, great. Absolutely. Summing it up, short and sweet. Al grano. Del alma, del corazón. A child is speaking from the heart, claiming that now it's their time, su tiempo. Y ahí tienes otro, no es their. No sabes las veces que he oído their. O sea, la palabra, vamos a poner esto en contexto aquí, porque hay tres palabras que se usan muchísimo. ¿Okay? Una es la contracción de they are, otro es ahí y otro es de ellos. Y los tres se pronuncian exactamente igual. Di esta frase conmigo. They're there with their car. Ellos están ahí con su coche. There, they are there, ahí, with their car. O sea, solo tienes que saber un sonido para pronunciar estas tres palabras que son bastante útiles. Ellos son, right? Ahí. No estamos hablando de palabras mayores, son palabras que están en uso común. Y no sabes las veces que he oído, no con there, ahí. O sea, lo que tenemos que hacer es poner todos como si fuera there, ahí. Porque el único error que oigo, there, que la gente no saca la TH, there, right? There. But really the other two, el de ellos y el ellos son, no sabes las veces que he oído de ir, como que quieres meter un sonido vocal que realmente no está. Y lo entiendo porque está ahí, pero acuérdate, porque está ahí no significa que lo decimos en inglés, ¿ok? So, acuérdate siempre de esta frase, they're there with their car. They are there, right? They are, lo contraemos, they're there with their car, all right? So, excellent job, Elena, short and sweet. Elena says, did they just delete my first message? I have no way of knowing that. Unless that was not your first message, but I don't know. I don't know. All I know, y vamos a ponerles a prueba ahora. Let's see how their listening software works. Are you ready? A ver si nos cortan la emisión en directo. YouTube is a joke. Lo voy a hacer clarísimo. Okay? A ver si nos cortan. Ahora estamos poniendo a prueba. Como ya sabemos que nos censuran aprendiendo inglés, which makes no fucking sense at all. Also, guys, I have 7,500 subscribers on YouTube, and my videos get 30 views. Okay, that's what we call shadow banning. Okay, no es que te bloquean, pero te bloquean como en secreto. Because I also get it. Because when they've asked me to take surveys, me han preguntado en YouTube, que es Google al final, they've asked me to take surveys about YouTube, and I literally shit on them. I'm like, you guys are the worst fucking platform ever. So maybe they don't like that, and I don't know, but I know that if you have 7,000 subscribers and you get 30 views on a video, you're not being seen by all your followers, are you? Right? By all your subscribers. So let's continue. A ver si nos piden. YouTube is the worst platform on the internet. Google is a joke. A ver, vamos, como nos cortan, ya vamos a saber. Intenta ponerlo vosotros en los comentarios también. Vamos a poner a prueba el sistema aquí. A ver, let's see how fucking good your software is, you clowns. Okay. YouTube is a scam. Un timo. YouTube is a totalitarian platform. YouTube practices censorship. Tiene que estar pillando algo de esto, ¿no? Más claro no lo puedo decir. YouTube and Google are the worst companies in the world. Por favor, dime algo, please. Córtamela. Es que we gotta test this stuff. Porque si decimos buenos días y te censura, imagínate, hablar mal de ellos. Right? Pero como no lo escribo, más difícil. But hey, guys, pon tu opinión de YouTube. A ver si te dejan. This would be a good test here. We're doing a little test here, okay? With YouTube, the worst company in the world. Lo estoy diciendo más claro para que su IA, su software lo pilla, right? Because YouTube and its founders and executives are a joke. Nada, seguimos en emisión. Bueno. Oh, but at least the world knows it. Well, the 30 views that I get from my 7,000 subscribers. So yeah, I guess they did, Elena. If your first comment was not the say what soundbite, then yes, you have been censored. You're not allowed to participate in your English class. It's dangerous. It's dangerous to have free speech. God forbid. And imagine, guys, if we were really talking like serious. Like imagine if I really gave my opinion about, certain things. They would close my YouTube page, to be honest. But I keep my opinions to myself. But to censor an English class? Really? When we're trying to teach people here? Okay, fine. So what else? The real question is, what else is being censored? If you're censoring innocent people in an English class, what else are you censoring? During COVID, we know that YouTube was censoring a lot of stuff. And then they had to restore people's accounts. So we all know YouTube, lo voy a decir más claro imposible. Vamos, córtame la emisión. I dare you. Okay? YouTube is a corrupt organization. Google is a corrupt organization. Nada. Luego voy a recibir un mensaje. Hemos quitado tu vídeo. Bueno, ya os avisaré. I'll keep you posted. I'd like you guys put it in the comments. See if it lets you. Bueno, ya que nos van a censurar, vamos a decir algo para que nos censuren. No, if I'm going to do the time, well, I'm going to do the crime. God damn it. No, si voy a cumplir la condena, pues vamos a pecar aquí. Why not? So I guess so, Elena. Because you normally say good morning, which is very dangerous speak. Be careful. Don't say good morning to people. Yeah, don't do that. That is, man, very, very dangerous to say that. Let's see. I laugh, but it's very sad, to be honest, that we live in a society that is, there's no free speech on certain platforms. You know what, folks? I am looking for alternatives. So sooner than later, I will not be doing this program on YouTube anymore. I know there are other platforms such as Rumble se escribe, but I need to look into it. Tengo que investigarlo y ver el tema. But I have a hunch that I'm not going to be, because why would I want to, use a platform that doesn't let me and my students speak freely? It's insane. Again, it's not like we're conspiring against the government. We're talking about, medical advice when we're not, doctors like Bill Gates, the ass clown of Bill Gates. Como decimos un payaso culero, an ass clown. Es darle énfasis a la palabra payaso. All right, so stay tuned. I will let you know. I'll let you know when we do make the change, but I'm definitely going to be finding another alternative. This is ridiculous. I have a limit here, and if my students are not allowed to say good morning, really? Okay, makes sense. not. Eso es muy de mi generación. Cuando dices algo y es irónico, al final dices not. All right. Chris says, I heard a young American boy, correct, and I'd say he's giving a speech, so to speak, to rally. Buenísima palabra. Rally es juntar. No, inspirar. To rally, to encourage a group of people. He says it's their time down there. That's right. Te cambio el up por el down. But yes, Chris, spot on. I'm surprised you weren't censored for saying rallying. To rally the people. That's not good. Rallying people, getting people together. Oh, no, that should be censored. So to rally is reunirse, juntarse, congregarse. Okay? We're not allowed to do that, right, YouTube? Rally. Rally against YouTube. Es que voy a probar todas hoy, a ver si nos cortan la emisión. All right, great, Chris, wonderful. Chris says, yeah, Elena, saying good morning, exacto. Saying good morning is really dangerous. In fact, this is the second time I have posted this comment. All right, well, guys, all this is done is confirmed. We aren't going to be on YouTube much longer. Again, it doesn't mean I won't do a live stream, but I will not be doing it on YouTube for much longer. So as soon as I have another option, stay tuned. It's a good reason. I don't use social media, but you should follow me because if there's any news like that, I'll be giving that information on my social media channels. Obviously, not on YouTube. So I'm going to look at other options. It's enough is enough. No, everybody's got a limit, and you're not allowed to say good morning. 7,000 people and only 30, sometimes 25 see the video. Really? Well, then I don't know what's going on there. That's not a good a good ratio. And I don't mean live. I mean 10 days later, 30 visiones. I'm like, what? Out of 7,000 people, 20, 30? Really? Come on, you got to make it a little bit believable. Al menos que sea creíble, So I guess they're very cheeky. Descarados. They're very cheeky here if you're not allowed to say good morning. So that's crazy. Chris, you had to post the comment twice. The comment where you're telling us what happens in the Say What soundbite. No swear words, no controversial words, no words about, revolution or anything like that. No, you're not giving people medical advice. But not allowed to learn English. All right, no problem, YouTube. We'll find another alternative. No problem. Thankfully, we live in a world where we have choices. All right, Born to Iron Man. He is participating over here in our pop quiz, and he says comments about the drive time may be forward. Yeah, so a lot of times say, I don't mean to be forward. Vamos a decirlo, por favor, en voz alta. I don't mean to be forward, but, okay, so presumptuous, cheeky, to overstep the boundary, to be forward. And as we said, it's also prólogo de un libro, pero se escribe fore, como la de previsión, ¿no? Before, for word, ante palabra. Makes all the sense, but it's pronounced exactly the same. The next one, he says, the forecast for this weekend is great. All right, great. Pero como os dije también, the sales forecast, la previsión de ventas, all of that stuff as well. He says, we'll enjoy sunny days. All right. And the last one, he says, have you ever kicked out of a stadium? Y es justo por eso que me gusta ver las cosas en frases completas. Te falta ahí el been. So, because have you ever, porque si tú me dices, have you ever kicked out of a stadium, me falta algo. So you have two options. Have you ever kicked anyone out of a stadium? Significa que yo trabajo en seguridad. No, I've never kicked anyone out of anywhere. Okay. But lo que quieres decir es, have you ever been kicked out of a stadium? Y acuérdate, out of is outa. Have you ever been kicked out of a stadium? All right, great job. Just a little adjustment there. Un pequeño ajuste. All right, Elena. Elena says, what you told her about her dress was way forward. You crossed the line. Perfecto. Te has cruzado la raya. Excellent. You crossed the line. The next one, she says, there was a lack of foresight not buying enough supplies before the blizzard. Excellent example. Una falta de previsión de no comprar lo que necesitabas antes del vendaval, de la tormenta de nieve, which is a blizzard. Okay. And the last one, she says, the players were kicked out of the game. Absolutely. Great job. All right. Chris Valrol says they were brazen. Palabrón. That's another way of saying that. Great. They were brazen and foreseeing, right? So es, acordaos cómo se conjuga sí, saw, seen. Pues every day I foresee things. Yesterday I foresaw things. And lately I've foreseen things. So they were very brazen and foresaw possible problems. They were kicked out of the enclosure. Great job. Elena, thank you. Elena pone en los comentarios, YouTube sucks. Amen to that. Folks, we have got to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back to the worst platform in the history of platforms, YouTube, where free speech is not important. You stupid plebes. Esa es la actitud que tienen. Vosotros no podéis hablar. No. Oh, man. Nice, Elena. And they didn't. Lo mejor es que no han censurado ese comentario. Buenos días, sí, pero YouTube sucks. Eso te lo permitimos. Oh, my God. Make it make sense, como decimos en inglés. Haz que tenga sentido. All right, we'll be right back with much more. So stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the show with no name, where we are streaming live on the worst platform in the world, YouTube. Más claro no lo puedo decir. The shadiest, el más sospechoso, the shadiest platform in the whole world, YouTube. The most corrupt company ever, Google. Vamos, córtame la emisión, por favor. Ahora I'm begging for it. Estoy rogando. Oh, man. All right, folks, welcome back to your interactive English show here on the show with no name. We've got a lot of stuff to cover in this part of the show, so we're going to kick things off with another challenge, a challenge we do every day. It's called homophones, where we look at words that are a bit confusing. And Born to Iron Man, guess what? You used one of these words the other day, yesterday, I think. And I said, is this guy, have you hacked my account? ¿Has hackeado mi cuenta, tío? ¿Cómo sabes eso? You're not working with YouTube, are you? All right, folks. So, yes, we'll be doing some homophones. We've got our Say What soundbite. We've got real reviews, spelling bee, double trouble, famous birthdays, name that movie, name that lyric, and so much more up ahead. And right after this show, you can continue to learn with our amazing friend Ale in speaking with confidence. Download the free Vaughn Radio app, and you can learn with us wherever, except YouTube. Well, depends on the day if you're allowed to learn with us or not. All right, well, here we go, folks. It's time for your Homophones Challenge.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no homophones. The show with no name.
That's right. Welcome to our homophones section here on the show with no name. And as always, here's the section where I give you 2 words. And well, first, we want to know if you're familiar with the words. And secondly, if you know how they sound and if they sound exactly the same. Now, the first word is mientras. Okay. Mientras. Okay. I'm sure you've seen it. También es un rato. Estuvimos ahí un rato. Right? We were there for a Okay. So, again, the word is mientras. También un rato. And mientras, al tiempo que, a pesar de también. O sea, se puede usar en lugar de although, aunque, a pesar de, pese a, o aunque. All right, so that is your first word. The second word is treta. Okay, treta, artimaña, truco, o engaño. So it is a deceitful trick. Un truco que va a engañar. Okay, that is your second word. The first one you need to know. I'm sure you know that first word. The second word is going to be a little bit more difficult, but as I said, I know you guys, you're resourceful. Me encanta esta palabra. How do we say resourceful? Voy a buscarlo porque me encanta. Es una persona que busca los recursos, pero yo siempre decía, lleno de recursos. No, habilidoso, capaz, ingenioso. So I know you guys will figure it out, even if you didn't know the words, okay? So those are your words, and, well, hopefully somebody will recognize them and be able to tell us if they sound exactly the same or not. Again, the first word is mientras, and hemos visto que tiene otros usos, las miraremos todos. Un rato también, un rato largo. Normalmente es un rato largo, okay? And the second word is a deceitful trick. So treta, artimaña, right? Truco o engaño. What are the 2 words, and do they sound exactly the same or not? Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite from an extremely well-known movie. Here it is for the 3rd time.
But right now they gotta do what's right for them. Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here. That's all over the second we ride up Troy's bucket.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town. Lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovon.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. That's right, folks. If you want more information about Vaughn Town or any of our initiatives, you can contact us on our website. Just go to grupovon.com, click on Contáctanos, contact us, and it'll give you some form that you can fill out. Another way, if you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook, you can always send us a direct message and ask away. Ask away es dispara. No, ask away. Haz todas las preguntas que quieras. That's why we're here, to guide you. Even if you just want to know, are you guys doing anything this summer with whatever it may be, someone will get back to you. And another thing I highly recommend too, for those of you who don't use social media very much, like someone like myself, the newsletter, because that's unobtrusive, right? The newsletter is, once every, I think, 2 weeks, maybe. It's not every week. Once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'll get an email from Vaughn saying, ojo, ¿sabes de estos cursos? Aquí tenemos una oferta. So I highly recommend you do that too, because, there's nothing like getting a special deal, especially if you were in the market for a material or some kind of course that we offer. All right. So grupovon.com, just go to the search bar of whatever social media platform you use and punch in grupovon.com and click follow or like. They're all different except YouTube. No, I'm kidding. You can follow. I don't know. I'm curious. Do you think they censor Vaughn? I mean, also, I refuse to pay them. Oh, maybe I think I might know why. Let's see if this makes sense to you. I used to be a YouTube partner, los llaman. Okay, so that means that they would put ads on my videos, and I don't remember ever making much money there. But so I used to be lo que llaman a partner. Then they changed their stipulations for what a partner is. So they wrote me an email saying, sorry, you're not a partner anymore with us. We can't help you. And I said, okay, well, fuck off. Iros a tomar por culo. As you would say in Spanish, right? A tomar viento, menos pulgar, right? But fuck off is evidentemente vulgar. And then a couple months later, they're like, finally, you meet the prerequisites to be a partner. And I said, stick your partnership where the sun don't shine, como decimos. Mete tu sociedad. So maybe they didn't like that I was like, no, I decide here now, and I don't want to be your partner. I don't want anything to do with you. I just want to post videos there, and I'm not interested in making money or you putting ads in my videos. So maybe that affected it. The fact that I didn't play ball, no le seguí el juego. I just, no, you're a partner. You're not a partner. Sounds like an indecisive ex-girlfriend, doesn't it? And I'm not looking for that. So I kind of told them to stick it where the sun don't shine. Yo sé que es doesn't, pero esto es frase hecha. I said, mira, y muchas veces te preguntan, ¿quieres mandar feedback? And I always say, oh, yes, I do. Yeah. Get ready. So maybe they were upset that I wasn't interested in being their partner again. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it make sense, because if not, it doesn't make sense at all. All right, let's go on over here to our chat room. Elena says, my first comment was about being glad you were able to shake off your pesky cold. Elena, come on. You can't wish people well. You can't, talk about colds, resfriados. That's dangerous talk. We could all get in trouble, Elena. I'm just kidding. Thank you. I feel a lot better. Y ahora sí que lo puedes poner, ¿no? Ahora puedes poner, shake off your pesky cold. De hecho, a totally native, to shake off, quitártelo de encima. Your pesky, and pesky is a great word, which means annoying. So yeah, well, now again, make it make sense. Why would that be something that would need to be censored, right? You're saying, I'm glad you feel better? Oh, no, you can't say that. Ooh, you just crossed the line, buddy. So thank you, Elena. Thank you. And thank you guys for your persistence, because it must be fucking annoying to have to put the same comment 3 times. So, sorry, again, as you can imagine, there's nothing I can do about that, but I imagine it is frustrating. And it would be. I just put that, and they're not letting me put it. Again, if you put, I'm gonna assassinate, or I'm gonna, you use certain words that I get it. Mira si lo entiendo. They're like, no, 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 no vamos a dejar que alguien promueva odio o violencia. Guys, that makes sense. That makes sense. Censoring somebody who's saying, I'm glad you feel better, does not make sense on any planet, in any galaxy, anywhere. So something fishy is going on. Algo muy sospechoso. But as I said, we won't be on YouTube for much longer. Everybody has a limit, and I reached mine a long time ago. I'm just here because I haven't had a chance to look into the other platforms. But I know there are several other platforms that we can use, and just as good. And hopefully you won't have to write your comment 3 times because YouTube deems it inappropriate. Lo considera. They deem, D-E-E, sí, dos es, D-E-E-M, to deem, considerar. Great word if you didn't know it. Chris Valrol says, hey, sometimes YT is a pain in the ass. I would write it out. Chris, yo lo escribiría en largo para que no haya ningún. Pero eso sí que lo puedes poner. I don't get it. So yeah, sometimes, for me, all the time, I don't see any benefit from this company. And I don't mean financially. I mean, why use a company that doesn't let people communicate? Because for whatever reason, again, Elena says they're effing crooks. Oh yeah, we already know that. In fact, a lot of creators on YouTube complain that YouTube takes most of their money. So again, why would I want to be your partner? I've heard nothing but bad things, unless you're like Ibai Llanos or one of these people who make so much money that, well, everybody's getting paid nicely. But if you make 100 euros and they take 60, it's like, wait a second, what are you doing? So yes, they are crooks. Son ladrones. There's no doubt about it. They didn't become such a big company by treating people fairly, right? Born to Iron Man says the Probo Show, hosted by our friend Rob Grams, is on Twitch. That's right, Twitch. I know there are a couple other ones. There's Twitch. There's also Kick, which has gotten very, very popular. I know there was a big exodus, though, from Twitch. Si no me equivoco, mucha gente se fue de Twitch. Again, I think it probably had to do with the creators' conditions, no las condiciones de si me van a quitar la mitad del dinero, me voy a otro sitio. So I'm not too sure. But again, what I need to really do is sit down for an hour and just look into each one and see which one is best for our needs. But thank you. Thank you for the advice. I know Twitch is another one that that is well known as well, but not without its share of complaints, because I've heard people say, Twitch, no, especially the younger people. A lot of the gamers went to one called Kick. I know, again, there's another one called Rumble, which is where you can find videos that YouTube will not let you post. So it's not just English, but where you can speak supposedly without being censored. Again, if I want to be censored, I'll go back to, 1940s Germany. That's what we're looking for. Or the Soviet Union. Is that where we live? Really? Okay. I didn't know. I thought we lived in a country where we had freedom of speech, but not on YouTube. Not on YouTube. Let's see. Chris says, the fact that we aren't always censored makes me think there might be another reason behind the censorship. Chris, explain it to us, please. I'd love to know that reason, because I don't get it. It doesn't make sense why you can say YouTube sucks, but you can't say good morning, right? So who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Also, Chris says, BTI can read your mind, AA. He can foresee it. Oh, totally. Totally. All right, let's see. Now we're going to take a look at our homophone section over here. And the first person to participate is Born to Iron Man. He gives us the 2 words correctly, and he says they sound alike. Elena agrees, and so does Chris Valrol. All right, well, I'm just going to say both words, okay? While, wait a while, okay? Espera un rato. Wait a while while I fix the computer. Entonces, ahí tenemos un double trouble. Espera un rato mientras arregle el ordenador. So, while. Now, la segunda palabra, quitamos la H. Pero como sabemos que esa H es muda, well, guess what? Does it sound the same? While. Absolutely. Wait a while I figure things out. I've got a while, una treta, right? And I know what you're thinking. Born to Iron Man, you're thinking, pero yo dije while. Bueno, tú no dijiste el sustantivo el otro día, but you said the adjective, wily. O sea, tenemos while, W-I-L-E. Otra vez, si lo piensas, es while sin la H. La H es muda, pues en un mundo lógico que no siempre es el inglés, se pronuncian igual. Ahora, si quitamos esa E y lo reemplazamos con una Y, es el adjetivo wily, astuto, artero, taimado. Okay? And the way you mentioned it the other day, Born to Iron Man, we were talking about the Road Runner, meep, and Wile Coyote. That's right. His name is Wile Coyote. Now, it's Wile E, right? E is it's his middle initial. And then Coyote. Y viene de astuto, artero. And what does Wile Coyote always put down while the road runner is running around? Well, lots of different wiles. Tretas, artimañas, trucos, engaños. Now, I've got a question. Mira, fíjate, nunca lo supe. ¿Cómo decís el coyote en inglés? ¿Es el coyote astuto o artimañas? How would you say it? ¿Cómo llamáis este personaje? Because the Roadrunner, Correcaminos, that's about the same. And the coyote, the bad guy, is wily because he's got a lot of wiles while he chases the Roadrunner. En español, ¿cómo lo llamáis? Wily Coyote. All right? Y es interesante porque si cogemos la palabra wily, ¿no? W-I-L-Y, y añadimos una L, it's Willy. Yeah, el nombre, Willy. También Willy es pene. FYI. Just be careful. Yeah, Willy, Dick, Johnson, those are all different ways to say pene. FYI. Censúrame ahora, YouTube. Born to Iron Man says it's just el coyote y el correcaminos. Okay, pues pierde un poco de la gracia, de la creatividad, because for us, little kids, young kids learn the meaning of the word wily because of this coyote. So, all right, awesome. Thanks for the information. I was imagining, like, no me suena que le ponen un nombre, porque en inglés es Wile E. Coyote, Wily Coyote. Ladies and gentlemen, so you knocked it out of the park. Also, Elena. Elena says today's Say What soundbite, and it looks right to me. So great job, Elena. And we still have another listen. Nos queda una escucha. We have another listen left in today's Say What soundbite. But it's not time for that yet. It's time for our spelling bee. No, wait, not spelling bee. No. I was going to do the spelling bee, but I decided against it. It was a split-second decision. ¿Te sabes esto? A split-second decision es una decisión que se toma en el momento. So we're going to take a look at today's real reviews.
First of all, what went through my mind is how stupid am I to actually volunteer for this?
Real reviews.
Real reviews found online.
Real reviews.
It was unbelievably painful.
That's right. Unbelievably painful. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Today, we're going to a hospital. Yeah, well, you can review anything, really. I've even seen, gates at airports reviewed. Okay, puerta 34 en JFK. They're like, ¿qué puerta más claustrophobic, right? So you can kind of review anything. I've even seen runways like la pista 32L. So it's interesting when you start exploring there, even rides, atracciones. Because sure, you can rate Disneyland or Disney World, but you can also rate Pirates of the Caribbean como atracción. So today we're going to the hospital. Vamos a pronunciarlo porque no es hospital, it's hospital. Hospital, right? So here we go. This is the worst hospital I have ever been to. I went a few months ago to get some tests done para que me hicieran unas pruebas. Some tests, prueba de sangre, a blood test, right? And on top of that, okay, y encima, el colmo, there is no way to call this location if you have any issues. Si tienes algún tema, no hay forma de contactar con ellos por teléfono. I think that's a lot of companies nowadays because they've automated everything. It's really difficult to get a person on the phone. And then the person goes on to say, a collections company. Now, a collections company are these debt collectors. Si acumulas una deuda, pues venden la deuda a esta empresa y ellos son los que tienen que recuperarlo. So a collections company is charging me for a bill, una factura, an invoice or a bill that I already paid. And when I call, they just transfer me from one place to another without any answers. Como oímos en esa cuña del Masters. They put me through to, right? Me conectan con. ¿Te acuerdas? Buen phrasal verb ahí. They put me through from one place to another without any answers. It is very unprofessional to charge me for something I have already paid for. Yeah, that's a serious misunderstanding there. And it can affect your credit. So if they're making mistakes on their billing, are they also making mistakes in the operating room? In el quirófano? I hope not. Well, hey, if that's any indication. Another one says, I'm new in this facility. O sea, primera vez en esta instalación. Facility. I waited for almost 1 hour to get inside. Para entrar por la puerta. Oh, my God. Another hour to be called for vitals. Vitals are when they check your heartbeat, your blood pressure, your vitals, we call them. And 1 more hour to finally get a regular checkup. Now, a checkup es una revisión médica. And the checkup was for birth control prescription. O sea, una receta de control de, you say birth control, ¿no? Para no ponerte embarazada. She says, the staff was okay, but the doctors didn't seem interested in taking care of people. That's when you turn around 180 degrees and get the F out of there. Oh my God. That's pretty scary. Yeah, one thing is at a mechanic's, the mechanic didn't seem too into his job. But if you say that about a doctor who's dealing with people, I don't know. That's not a good sign. Folks, we'll be right back with the rest of today's show. So stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. Thank you so much for joining us today and every day here on the show, where we learn English from movies, music, a little bit of humor, world records, internet reviews, whatever. Any excuse to learn English, real English. We're going to kick things off in the fourth part of the show with our Double Trouble. Then we've got our Say What soundbite for the fourth time. Kudos to Elena, who already got it. Then we've got Name That Movie. We've got jokes. We've got famous birthdays and so much more. Tons of fun here on the show with no name. Learn and laugh with us daily, not just here, but on all of our amazing programs. Download the free Vaughn Radio app, and you can learn with us anytime. You know, you wake up in the middle of the night with insomnia? No problem. Listen to an episode of your favorite Vaughn Radio podcast. And I know people who leave Vaughn Radio on in the background, even when they're sleeping. Oh yeah, you absorb some of it. It's been proven. Está demostrado. All right. Are you guys ready for a challenge? I know you are. Of course you are. All right. Well, here it is. Today's double trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, my amigos. It is time for your double trouble here on the show with no name. All right, are you ready? Here we go. Hizo un buen acto o una buena acción, ¿no? Como abrir la puerta para alguien, ¿no? This is when you do something nice for someone else, okay? So, hizo un buen acto o una buena acción cuando te dio la escritura. Okay, la escritura a la casa. I've heard that word before, right? So, hizo un buen acto o una buena acción cuando te dio la escritura de la casa. All right? That is your double trouble. As always, in this challenge, you have to use the same word twice. Okay? So, hizo un buen acto. Esto es abrir la puerta para alguien, llevarle la compra, right? Doing something nice for someone else. Okay? Hizo un buen acto, una buena acción cuando te dio la escritura de la casa. All right? That is your double trouble. We'll see if you guys can figure it out. Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. Here it is for the fourth and final time.
But right now they gotta do what's right for them. Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here. That's all over the second we ride up Troy's bucket.
First things first, how you machines doing? You good?
Yeah, we're good.
Good. Let's take a picture. Quick question. ¿Cómo se dice emocionar en inglés?
To emotionate.
No. Think of Michael Jackson. Una pista de audio. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark.
It's Thriller.
That's right. So emocionar is to
Thrill.
Eso es. And this book is the shit will thrill you. It's thrilling.
Sí, señor. This book is the shit. El inglés que no sabías que sabías. 1000 nuevas palabras para tu colección. De la mano de Alberto Alonso
Y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender.
Now we're talking. That's right, folks. You can pick up any of my books at the Von Tienda. And you can also pick them up at Casa del Libro, or who knows, at a local mom and pop shop. Me encanta eso. Es un negocio local, a mom and pequeño, right? A mom and pop shop. It sounds good. It's got a nice ring to it because it rhymes. All right, let's go on over here to our chat room. Chris, she says, actually, the Road Runner is the wily one. Yeah, I think that's kind of the irony. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek. He thinks he's wily, but really, he's always being outsmarted, right? To outsmart, ser más listo, que he's always being outsmarted by the Roadrunner. So yes, totally, I agree. All right, let's see over here. We've got Elena, okay, and Elena says, he did a good deed when he gave you the deed. Yes, indeed. Indeed es cierto, correcto. Yes, indeed. That's right. So he did a good deed. To do a good deed, yeah, it's doing something nice for someone, right? And it feels good to do good deeds. So he did a good deed when he gave you the deed. Yeah, the deed to a house is la escritura, the paperwork that proves that that house is yours or whatever the situation is of that house. The deed. You say escritura, we call it the deed. All right, but be careful with this word, because if I ask you, did you do the deed? What am I saying there? Did you just do the deed? ¿Acabas de tener sexo? Yeah. La acción. It's not deed, a deed. It's the deed. So ten cuidado. Yeah, to do the deed, te lo leo directamente aquí, okay? To do the deed, o sea, el the cambia todo. To do the deed is an English idiomatic euphemism and slang phrase used to mean having sexual intercourse. It is a discreet way of referring to sexual activity, similar to phrases like to do it or to sleep with someone. Y como dijo un cómico, you're not really sleeping, are you? And then, so yes, it's a discreet way to say to have sex. I can't believe you did the deed in the bathroom. Are you kidding me? Are you crazy? You're going to get caught. So to do a deed, a good deed, to do something good for someone else, usually, right? And to do the deed is, well, who knows? Maybe it's good for somebody else if they enjoy it, right? But just know that there is a difference. And the deed, when we talk about a house, it means that it's the paperwork that goes along with the house. So excellent job to Elena and Chris. And Born to Iron Man, sure, we've got it in culture. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds and the done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. ¿Y qué es lo que dice ahí? Dirty deeds, I think he's talking about sexual stuff there. You know, AC/DC. And that's their style, right? There's always a euphemism in all of their songs, at least one. So dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Hechos a precio regalado. O sea, if something is dirt cheap, no has pagado nada. Básicamente gratis, right? So dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Se hacen a precio, vamos, tirado. So dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Great. Great. And Born to Iron Man says also, no good deed goes unpunished. Yeah, I don't know if that's from a song, but it sounds almost biblical. And we've also got Chris joining Elena with our Say What soundbite. Wonderful job, ladies. Wonderful job. We'll take a look at where it's from, what's being said, and all that jazz in just a little bit. But right now, we've got to move on because we've got a lot of stuff to do. So why don't we check out a flick? Una película. Name that movie. Yes, yes. Chris says, I love this movie. Here's my question, Chris. Who doesn't? I mean, it's got everything. You know, it's one of those movies that you can watch over and over. And even after decades, the movie in today's Say What soundbite, even decades later, it's still awesome. I watched it with my daughter about a year ago, and she loved it. She was like, oh, that's crazy. That's what an adventure that these kids are going on. Ahí te doy una pista. But that's not the movie we're looking at in today's Name That Movie. We're going to look at a different one, and we'll see if you guys can recognize this movie. All right. Bertram Pincus. It's a person's name. Not a very common name. Okay. Bertram Pincus is a man whose people skills leave much to be desired. Vamos, lo decimos todo y luego pasamos por partes. So Bertram Pincus is a man whose people skills leave much to be desired. When Pincus dies unexpectedly, but is miraculously revived after 7 minutes, he wakes up to discover that now he has the annoying ability to see ghosts. Oh, that sounds like an interesting premise. So Bertram Pincus is a man whose people skills. Now, people skills is que sabes, tienes el don de la gente, vamos a decirlo así, right? He's got good people skills. Right? He knows how to deal with all kinds of people. And in the case of this guy, Bertram Pincus, they leave much to be desired. Nulos. Que no los tiene. Viene a decir que, or lack thereof, carencia de. They leave much to be desired. When Pincus dies, cuando muere, unexpectedly, inesperadamente, and let's be careful with this one, because I've heard students mix this up a million times. Vamos a repasarlos. So, él murió. He died. Okay? Está muerto. He's dead. So, el primero es verbo, el segundo es adjetivo, y él no teme la muerte. He's not afraid of death, sustantivo. Well, I've heard people say he death, or he die, or he dead. So just be careful. Die, verbo, dead, adjetivo, death, sustantivo. Okay, they're all related, but used differently because they're different parts of speech. Okay, so he dies unexpectedly, but is miraculously revived. Miraculously, de milagro. Revivido, revived, te suena, no? After 7 minutes, he wakes up to discover that he now has the annoying ability, que es pesadez, annoying ability, to see ghosts, de ver fantasmas. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our movie queen, Chris Valrol. It's Ghost Town. The movie is called Ghost Town, and it came out in 2008. It stars Ricky Gervais, also Greg Kinnear, and Tia Leone. So 3 amazing actors, by the way. Ricky Gervais, Greg Kinnear, and Tia Leone. And I've got to tell you something. I've never seen the movie, but looking at that cast, mirando el reparto, pues apetece. I love Ricky Gervais. I love Tia Leone. And Greg Kinnear, I don't know too much, but he was really good in As Good as It Gets, que es la traducción directa de Mejor Imposible. As Good as It Gets. Great movie, right? He plays the neighbor, Greg Kinnear, okay? All right, well, this scene takes us to a hospital. We just looked at some hospital vocabulary in our real reviews. We said checkup, right? Tests or blood tests, blood work, se puede decir también. And the admitting nurse says, ¿no? La de admisiones, la que le va a dar el alta o la baja. I always get confused with that in this. Well, she's going to accept him in the hospital. She says, date of birth. Now, this is interesting because if you ask somebody, ¿cuándo naciste? When's your birthday? Pero si es algo formal, it's when's your date of birth. ¿No? So los dos son correctos, pero uno es más formal. So, como esto es una situación formal en un hospital, pues date of birth, she says. And Bertram says, Why? ¿Por qué? Why? And the admitting nurse, she's a little bit fed up with him already, and says, what day were you born? ¿Qué día naciste? And Bertram says, no, I understood the question. Entendí la pregunta. But why do you need to know that? ¿Por qué tienes que saber eso? And the admitting nurse, she's losing her patience. And she says, let's leave it blank. Lo dejamos en blanco. Weight, peso, que la pregunta, ¿cómo dirías cuánto pesas? How much do you weigh or what's your weight? Pero aquí ella dice, weight. Y Bertram dice, last night or this morning? And the admitting nurse, she just wants to get this guy out of her hair, quitárselo de encima. And she says, you pick. Escoge tú, la que quieras. Me da igual. And he says, 182 pounds, 182 libras. And the admitting nurse says, number of alcoholic beverages consumed per week? ¿Cuántas bebidas alcohólicas tomas por semana? And Bertram says, well, why do you need to know that? ¿Por qué tienes que saber eso? And the admitting nurse says, well, they want to know. Ellos quieren saber. And Bertram says, well, I'm sure they want to know a lot of things, but I don't want my intimate details auctioned off, que se ponen a subasta. So an auction es una subasta. To auction off es el verbo. I don't want my intimate details auctioned off to the highest bidder willy-nilly. So the highest bidder is the person who offers the most money in an auction. Okay, sold to the highest bidder. Y luego dice willy. Bueno, vimos la palabra willy antes, ¿no? Que es wily con una L más. And willy-nilly es caprichosamente, descuidadamente. Willy-nilly. All right, te doy toda la frase completa para auctioned off to the highest bidder. Will. Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch! Ouch! You get it? Ouch! He walked into the bar.
You're joking.
That's right, folks. Well, I figured we could take a look at some house jokes since we were looking at the deed, right? Now we are not to say la escritura. So here we go. I don't know if I told you guys, but lately I can't stop making house jokes. I guess I'm just dwelling on it. Vimos esta palabra ayer, dwell. ¿Te acuerdas? So, I can't stop making house jokes. No puedo dejar de hacer chistes sobre casas. I guess I'm just dwelling on it. Now, to dwell is vivir. A dwelling is another way of saying a house. D-W-E-L-L. But also to dwell on something is to think about it too much. Obsesionarte con algo. Oh, stop dwelling on it. It's not going to help the situation. So to dwell on something. Vivir en ello, si lo piensas. So you get it now? I can't stop making house jokes. I guess I'm just dwelling on it. All right, I've got another one. What did the family have when they went to live abroad? ¿Qué tuvo la familia cuando fueron a vivir al extranjero? A moving experience. No. A moving experience, una experiencia de mudanza, una experiencia conmovedor, a moving experience. All right, you are lucky. We've got to move on to famous birthday trivia.
For you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Oi, oi, oi. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, let's get right into it over here. This American actress was born in 1966 today, and she was in the movie Bad Boys. I fell in love with her in that movie, Bad Boys, with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. She was also in Deep Impact, The Family Man, Jurassic Park 3, Spanglish, and she was also in Ghost Town with Ricky Gervais and Greg Kinnear. Yes, I just said her name moments ago. Number 2, While His Guitar Gently Weeps. So one of the Beatles, right? Yeah, the one that wrote that song. In fact, 2 of my favorite Beatles songs were written by him. I think if I had to choose a favorite Beatle, it would be this guy. He wrote While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Mira, ahí tienes la palabra while que vimos. Mientras, while my guitar gently weeps. Weep es llorar. And also, I think the greatest Beatles song always puts you in a good mood. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. So I guess if those are my 2 favorite Beatles songs, or in the top 5, well, then I guess he's my favorite Beatle. I know Lennon and McCartney get all the credit, but I'm a big fan of this guy. And he was a big fan of transcendental meditation and all of that stuff as well. And last but not least, this American actor, director, and producer rose to fame as Mikey Walsh in The Goonies. Yeah. But he also went on to do other movies such as Toy Soldiers, Encino Man, Rudy, and he was also in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which I've never seen. Lord of the Rings, but yeah, he was in that, but I'll always know him as Mikey Walsh from The Goonies. All right, we've got a winner. Give it up for Chris Valrol. Number 1, Tia Leone. Number 2, George Harrison. And number 3, Sean Astin. That's right, Sean Astin, who played Mikey in The Goonies, the lead role, right? The lead kid in The Goonies. And that's going to bring us to our Say What soundbite. Many of you figured it out. This is from The Goonies when they're in the well, cuando están en el pozo, remember? And then Troy, the bully guy, comes to rescue them. Well, really, to rescue the girl. And they're about to go up. And he says, no, guys, this is our mission now. This is our time to get back our homes, our houses, which they were losing, if you remember the premise. So that's why they went to go find the jewels. One-Eyed Willie, Willie el Tuerto. Great movie. And it's a famous scene. De hecho, muchas veces la gente en cultura americana dirían, this is our time down here. That's their time up there. So again, esto es tan famoso, esta escena, that it's often quoted in pop culture. And Sean Astin's character, Mikey Walsh, says, but right now, they've got to do what's right for them. He's talking about their parents. Ellos tienen que hacer lo correcto para ellos because it's their time up there. Es su tiempo ahí arriba, su momento. But down here, it's our time. Iba a decir our, pero no es correcto. It's our time. It's our time down here. And that's all over the second we ride up Troy's bucket. Y eso acaba el momento que nos metemos en este cubo y nos rescata este tío. And he convinces them all to stay the course, ¿no? Quedarse con la misión a lo que iban. So here it is, an awesome scene from the bottom of a wishing well in The Goonies.
But right now they gotta do what's right for them. Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here. That's all over the second we ride up Troy's bucket.
All right, folks. Well, that's our time. That's it. We're out of time. Thank you for spending this time with me every day. It's really a pleasure to have you guys with us. I hope you'll stay tuned. And if you haven't participated in Question of the Week, you still have time, but don't sleep on it. No lo consultes con la almohada. And I'm going to give you a song that puts anybody in a good mood by birthday boy George Harrison. It's Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. You know you're going to smile after this one. Here comes the sun, little darling. Thank you, everybody. Ciao for now.